Hello, everyone. This is the Shawn1113 Podcast Show. I am your host, Shawn1113. Thank you for joining us wherever you are, wherever your platform you're listening to, wherever you may be, anywhere and everywhere in the world. Thank you so much. With that, we got a lot of things in this episode. So let's go start with the Shadura Sanders show, okay? I mean, what a disgraceful display and embarrassing. This is typical ESPN, though, isn't it? The quote unquote worldwide leader in sports. I mean, just the fact that they just had it was all about ESPN. It was never about Shooter Sanders, although some of that is self. I'll get to that, but it's actually was the fact that it was just like a poor campaign, and it was kind of an insult to black quarterbacks like Cam Ward. I mean, the first three were Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter. And then there's so many people with the God given talent to go out there to the point that now you can be drafted in the NFL and being that and have that privilege to even be there. And that's in professional sports, to be honest. I've never been a sports, so I can't say anything like that. But I can tell you this: it was an embarrassment. It looked like if it weren't for live sports, ESPN would cease to exist, in my opinion. But I also think, in my own opinion, it is an insult to really 53% of the black NFL players everywhere. It's an insult. It's like saying, "Hey, your race is the only thing that matters, not your God given talent that got you there in the first place." You get what I'm saying? Especially the black male athletes. And that's my opinion about that. Now, on the football business side of things, of the Shador Sanders thing, self inflicted, yes, but also Sanders did, own up to it after he got drafted by the Cleveland Browns on the fifth round. And he said he could have handled things much better than he did. So we own up to it. I heard his brother Shiloh, older brother, had an agent and went to Tampa Bay Buccaneers after the draft, in my opinion. So, if I'm not mistaken, but I gotta tell you, the whole thing. By the way, Mel Kiper Jr. If you can't hit 20, you call yourself an NFL draft expert. If you can't even hit 30 to 40% of the time, don't call yourself an expert. People who have NFL predictions and done drafts probably have more than 25%, to the point that and in my opinion, he's still a clown. Even the clowns don't want this guy. And I'm talking about Mel Kiper Jr. Ugh. I mean, it was better when Tom McShay was there too at ESPN doing the draft. He was more, a draft expert than he. It makes even Mina Kimes look good in comparison, in my opinion. And I don't think she's a draft expert herself. But that's neither here or there. On the business side of things, on the Shador Sanders thing, it's not exactly to the Cleveland Browns. Of course, you got Jimmy Haslam, who wants to play the role so bad as Jerry Jones Jr. Think about that. Think about that. Excuse me for a second. But I gotta tell you, it ain't gonna take. It may not even take. You got Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel in the third round, and it may not even take. You got Deshaun Watson, who tore his ACL twice. That idiot. And I gotta tell you, it's highly probable that Shador Sanders might actually win the starting job. You got Joe Flacco, Gabriel, Sanders, I think it's entirely possible during this season that Sanders might be the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. It's not that high of a bar from a business standpoint, if you think about it. Now, as for the draft itself, to their credit, the New York Giants came up came up like a bandit. Getting Carter, getting Jackson Dart, mm, that was nice. I got to admit that was nice. Carolina Panthers, who are going to get better. I hope so for their sake. With Bryce Young coming along a bit. In my opinion, let's hope he improves. But Carolina look like they're in good shape. When I was looking at it, for all 32 teams, so I think I think Arizona might get better. And I'm looking at all this right now. Baltimore got well. Buffalo only going to get better. They're going to be the favorite AFC East. Um, I mean, and I'm looking at Chicago. Now they have an actual coach. Cincinnati, Cleveland should be better. Cleveland should be better, and we'll see. Okay. Dallas, Dallas, that NFC East is going to be tougher than people think. Denver is a scary with Jay Barron. Denver's going to be a, Denver's going to be just as scary. Imagine it. Packers Sertan third is a lockdown cornerback, and you got Jay Barron from Texas on the other side. Holy cow! Detroit's feeling some stuff here. Green Bay, Matthew Golden, that's probably a steal. The Raiders got a steal with Genty, fell right into her laps. That's the best luck I've ever seen with the Raiders. We'll see what happens. And it's already, I mean, the AFC West is already a tough division. It is. Houston, Indianapolis, Riley Leonard might be the quarterback. I might be a steal for Indianapolis in that sixth round. We'll see. See, Jacksonville can only get better. It's gonna be a. I tell you, Kansas City got offensive line help that they need and other considerations. I mean, they got a lot. Hampton might be a steal for the Chargers. Fins. I mean, there is a lot. Like I said, I'll just skip for now, but there's a lot of it depending on your team. So that's my opinion. That's a long-winded one, but nevertheless, it's right there for you today. For this episode, but it's not that much for the Cleveland Browns. It may not be for the Cleveland Browns again. It could. It's the bar is low for the quarterback position. So we'll see what happens there. On to other things that are actually live sports, the NBA and NHL playoffs. Um, Predicting them is never easy. The Lakers blew a lead. They're going to regret. Like I said, if the LA Lakers lose this series to the Minnesota Timberwolves, that game four, ugh. And I know there's some Laker fans that may not like what I say, but you blew it. You blew that game four. You had no business losing that one. On the other side of that, the Knicks and the Pistons, I'm getting become more right about the Knicks and the Celtics. Definitely more wrong about the Bucks. Ooh. Cleveland, no doubt about it. Warriors and Rockets. Rockets are only going to get better as time goes on, but OKC winning. See, and like I said, they're still going to be a tough out. They might be thankful to them if the Lakers go out. The Oklahoma City might have an easier time. In the playoffs for the NHL, Toronto still leading. Carolina against New Jersey. Series tied at 2-2 with Minnesota and Vegas. So is Edmonton and LA. I'm getting more and more right about the Florida Panthers defending the Stanley Cup championship. Dallas over in Colorado with a 2-3 series lead. Canadian Washington should win that, which should win their series against Montreal. Blues and Jets, Winnipeg should win that. 2-2. We'll see what happens. That's a touch and go series right there. There's just a lot. Now, I almost forget that the French Open tennis will be coming on pretty soon on the TNT network. A whole lot better than NBC coverage ever was. So we'll find out from there. French Open tennis will be coming on pretty soon. Before I do that, I almost forget one little. Oh, that's going to be on 25th of June 8th. Okay, for the French Open tennis. Also, I have to give a congratulations in order to Liverpool for winning the Premier League. And, well, it was expected. It was expected, but I mean, it was too great of a margin. I am hoping that Man City gets fourth at least before too long. And then Arsenal and Newcastle, who's going to be, again, they're going to be a dangerous team next year. I'm not going to lie to you about that. Who's in the bottom? Who's going to be deregulated? I'm hoping not Leicester City, but it looks like West Ham has such a lead. They're not, even after losing. Ipswich Town, Leicester City. Too bad, Leicester City. I welcome them back, but Southampton's been out for a while. Leicester City, Ipswich Town. Let me look at the Championship 1 standings for the Premier League and see who's going to come up there. There it is, right there. Bear me a minute, folks, because, like I said, I follow you. Excuse me, sorry. Excuse me. Like I said, I'm a little bit. Right now, Leeds and Burnley, Sheffield, Sunderland. I think those three are going to be in the league. Are going to come. Leeds, Burnley, and Sheffield now will more likely be come back. Will come back to the league for the Premier League for next season. So goes on. So that's what I'm looking at right now for world football / soccer, and that's a lot I have in my table right now. But I just want to get that off my chest, and it's this time of the year. Also, golf coming up, the PGA Championship coming up pretty soon. I don't know, man. I think that's a wide open. I'm still thinking Scheffler, McIlroy. I mean, let me look at the PGA Championship for 1 second. I'm sorry, but this is a long rant. Oh, it's going to be on the 15th and the 18th at the Quail Hollow Club in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I can't wait for that. For golf fans out there, Major League Baseball season. Let me take a look at Major League Baseball season. Like I said, bear with me. I'm sorry. It's just been a lot. I got a lot. The American League right now, Red Sox, the American League East. It's a close bunch. Nobody's really out of it. The Yankees still lead. The Central, the Tigers, and the Guardians. I can't believe I said the Guardians. And the Royals are coming back a little bit. The Mariners, my favorite to win the American League West over the Astros. Legs are playing surprisingly well outside of Oakland. And nobody's out of it there, but it's still, relatively early anyway. So, and Mariners and Astros are the hottest team in the American League. And the Tigers. National League, Mets are playing great baseball right now, having a kind of a comfortable lead. They're 8-2 in their last. They're almost unbeatable home at 8-2, 8-2 in their last 10. Then you have the Cubs, Reds and Brewers in it. There, Reds are playing some better baseball right now at the moment. There. Then you have the Dodgers almost unbeatable home against the Giants, tied. Padres, Padres in a little bit of skid. Diamondbacks are young and they're ready to. They're young, but by far, like I said, and the Rockies. Oh my goodness, I didn't know they were this bad. 4-24. Wow. Let me look at the White Sox. I mean, White Sox and Rockies are just as bad in baseball. Oh man, mm, that's all I gotta say about that. But that is all for the Shawn1113 Podcast Show for April 29th, 2025. Thank you so much for listening to it. If you want to acquire everything's going to link down below. And email me for any business inquiries, any inquiries, or any comments to Shawn, SHAWN, 47 with a K, at gmail.com. But everything will be listed in the description right there. And by the way, the College World Series coming up, at some college baseball and softball. Good stuff there. And lacrosse as well in May. So with that, everything's ramping up. The weather's getting warmer. You be safe out there wherever you are and sound. And please stay encouraged no matter what. And live your life as normal as possible in a not normal world. God bless you and thank you for listening to the Shawn 13 Podcast Show.